All right, welcome back to Stock Tricks with Nick for this week's Breakout Watchlist from June 7th to June 11th. In this video, I'll be covering 20 stocks with breakout potential this upcoming week. Each of the stock setups are above their 200-day simple moving average, which itself isn't an uptrend. We're always trying to find the strongest stocks that are going to get stronger. They're going to be 100% off their 52-week low and have gone through some type of price and volume tightening consolidation before another breakout. Last week, we found a ton of great winners. We had a 75% win rate on 16 stocks, so 12 winners, 4 losers, average return of 5.7%. And last week's largest winners were OII, 24%, DDS, 22%, BNTX, 14%, and CYH, 13%, all in 1 week. So let's keep that positive momentum going into this week. Once you guys are done with the video, go to my Twitter account, StockTrickNick, and vote on your favorite setup there. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share this with any fellow traders, and follow me on StockTwits, Twitter, TikTok, and now Facebook and Instagram. That's Stock Tricks with Nick, and then that Twitter account, StockTrickNick. If you're coming here for a certain setup, certain stock, I'm going to be putting timestamps for each of the setups in the comment section below, so make sure you check that out. And also, if there's a stock that I didn't mention here that you think has breakout potential, make sure you help me out. I'm giving you 20 stocks. I would love to do more research on any stocks that I missed. So comment below your favorite stock that I didn't talk about. Quick disclaimer, anything that I say in this video is not financial or stock advice. This is all for educational purposes only. These are the stocks that I'm going to be looking at going into next week, but please do your own due diligence before trading. Trading comes with financial risk. Here's the stock lineup. We got 20 stocks for you. Each of the stars just represents the stocks that you guys can vote on from the Twitter, StockTrickNick. Don't want to spend too much time on the screen because we're going to be going into each of the setups and the buy points in a little bit. So here's 20 stocks. Here are the setups. Just wanted to highlight how we're always looking for a strong breakout and then that consolidation of price and volume before another possible breakout. So all of these charts kind of look similar because that's the setups that typically lead to breakouts. So let's focus on the strongest stocks getting stronger. All right, let's jump to the charts. First, we have AMAT. As you guys can see here, let's zoom out a little bit. We got the 200-day in yellow, 50-day in red, green is 20-day, and 8-day exponential is in this pink purple color. We got volume, daily volume, ATR, average to range. That just measures volatility in the daily bars. And then we have the volume profile, so how much volume has traded between these price ranges. AMAT, nice strong uptrend, 250, all in the right order. Had, let's see, what pullback was this? Only a 20% pullback. We bounced, consolidated, and now volume is lightening up as we're flagging out here a bit. We did bounce at the 8-day exponential moving average on Thursday. That's good to see. What I would like to see is a couple days where this trades sideways above the main part of this volume shelf here, and then eventually taking out the high from June 1st, which is 142.12. That would be my buy point for AMAT. Next, we have CALX, and this is one that you guys can vote on. For full transparency, this is a stock that I already own in my portfolio, but I think it's setting up again for a possible breakout. We had this strong pullback when all the growth stocks were pulling back, but this only pulled back 35%, where other stocks were pulling back 50, 60, even 75%. So good relative strength for a growth stock pulling back in March as growth sold off. Bounced back, had another pullback, so that one was 35. The first one 35, second one here 21%. Then we had this minor pullback of 5.6%, and I actually bought on this candle through this kind of like 2-3 day high point right here. Since then, we drifted higher. Checked back on very, very light volume on Wednesday and Thursday, and then had an inside day on Friday with similar light volume. You can see ATR contracting, so those daily bars are getting tighter and tighter for a possible breakout. I'm looking for a break over Wednesday's high, 47.14, as my possible buy point. That's CALX, and one that you guys can vote on. Next, we have CCRN. Not too much to talk about this one. We had a 27% breakout on heavy volume here, pulled back to the 20-day, had that bounce on another heavier volume, and then we go red day, small volume, green day, higher volume, another red day, smaller volume, And this one has just a downward diagonal that's hitting those daily highs, so resistance on that downward diagonal. So just looking for a break over Friday's high of 1651 as a possible buy point. And if we can see that on volume, that would be great. On Friday, the low of the day bounced right at that 8-day exponential, 20-day simple moving average, and at the volume shelf right here. So lots of good support, quality setup after, what was this, a 27% pop there. Let's see if this can get going again. CCRN. Next we have CEIX. You can see we had a breakout of 60% here, consolidated through here, and then popped. So since May, a move of 91%, pullback here only 62%, so that 6.2%. So that qualifies for the high type flag setup that I like to see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. Ideally, in those high type flag setups, you have at least 6 daily candles setting it up, and then the 7th is a breakout to new highs, but wanted to put this on your radar. Looking for a break over $17, the high from June 1st as a possible buy point. Lots of volume coming in on the up days. The sideways action days, very little volume. You can see when this consolidated last time, very little volume on the selling. Down to the 8-day exponential before another pop. So let's keep this on the watch list. Make sure you set alerts for CEIX. Next we have CLDX. This is one that I traded a couple times in 2020. We had this really strong shakeout here, 49% long lower wick, and then really popped 111% off the low. Did not trade this move through here, but since then we had another pullback, popped to the 20-day that held as resistance, and now we're getting going again. So we have this false breakout on May 28th. So that's the point where if we can get over the high there where the sellers were lurking at 29.24, that would be my buy point on this one. We have a couple days where we have long lower wicks to that 20-day. Now that we've closed over the 20-day moving average, it provides support if we come back and bounce right at that area. Very little volume on the last 2 days as we traded sideways. So again, break over May 28th high of 29.24. That would be my buy point for CLDX. Next we have CLMT. If you guys are enjoying the video, please leave a like. Helps me out tremendously trying to get this information out to other traders. So this one also might be a high type flag. Let's measure it. 122% up. 20% back, so that does qualify for that high type flag setup, my favorite setup. And this one, we just have a slight downward diagonal, or you could even draw, let's see, high of 653, high of 645, 45. So the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, both had highs of 645. The one thing that makes me cautious about this, 2 heavy volume red days down here to the 50-day, but really nice consolidation pattern here. Let's switch to the weekly candles. You can see similar story, just flagging out here and really a quality setup. So I'm looking for a break over Friday's high of 645 as a possible buy point on a high type flag. CLMT. Next we have CROX, CROX. This is one that I have in my portfolio right now, but still, hasn't done anything since I bought it, so still in a quality setup for a breakout. Let's see, this bounced 47% on the pop, heavy volume. Since then, has flagged out. Let's see, what was the largest pullback here? Only 13%. So not many people are rushing to sell after that move. We've consolidated here. We're above the main part of the volume shelf. I'm looking at a break over June 2nd's high of 104.79 as the possible buy point here. CROX. Next, we have 1-800-FLOWERS, FLWS. This is one that I put on the list because it had high short interest. Last week we saw AMC, GameStop, those names really popping. So I wanted to put something on the list with high short interest that also kind of worked with my setups. So we have the downward diagonal there. We have a 2-day daily high right at the same price through here. High short interest. Don't love these 1 and 2 heavy selling days. One strike against the chart there, but is consolidating nicely over the main part of the volume shelf. High short interest name. Those have been working lately. So break over 33.05. The high from June 2nd would be a possible buy point for FLWS. PLWS 1-800-FLOWERS. Next we have HIMX, another one that I have in my portfolio. I actually bought this on Friday, as we talked about on the live stream on Wednesday. This was a setup that I was looking for at a daily high here, June 1st, 1335. That was my buy point. Since then, we did move up a little bit. Good volume on the move higher over the volume shelf right here, but you do have another chance to get in. We have the daily high of at May 7th of 1371 and 1374 of Friday as possible buy points right through there. HIMX, that was a 2020 leader. You can see really strong breakout there and has consolidated since. Next we have HYRE. This is the first time this stock has caught my list, but it IPO'd, I think in 2018. Finally started getting moving through here. Strong pop, let's see, I think this also qualifies for the high tide flag. 103% up, 21% back, high tide flag action. Really good volume on the way out. We had this one malfunction day, but that quickly got bounced back. And then just more consolidation here along the 8-day exponential moving average. I would just be looking for a break over Thursday's high, 1790, as my possible buy point on HYRE. And this is one that you guys can vote on as well. Next we have IT, another one that I have in my portfolio. Really tight price action here after a 21%, a little bit higher than that, what was it? 23% pop. Has been respecting the 8-day exponential moving average, has never closed below that since then. 20-day moving average is coming up to provide support, and you can see some good accumulation bars on the daily where it went up, and then on the couple days where it did pull back, it's very, very slightly. Very little volume. You can see ATR. You don't see a chart this tight unless it's like a merger or acquisition, anything like that, but I can't find anything along those lines. So nice tight price range, volumes doing the right things. Break over Friday's high, 236.06 would be a possible buy or add spot for IT. Next we have NMRK, kind of similar action, very tight price, ATRs coming in. Had this really nice pullback day to the 20-day moving average, bounced right at that point and closed above the 8-day, so doing all the right things. This jumped 26% to the high here and then flagged out. So I'll just be looking for a break over 1311, the high from May 28th, just this couple day pivot point right here as a possible buy point. You had a shakeout on Thursday under the 20-day, still closed above the 8-day, and then we closed right at the 20-day on Friday. NMRK. What else? PLBY, PLBY Group. This is one that I got. A frustrating trade, probably too risk adverse for me at the end of the week, but it got shaken out at my stop on Friday with this name. But this is one, I mean, since March, 450% up, pulled back, I think it was 38%, let's measure it, 39%, has started to build the base through here. Volume is doing the right thing on the right side of the base. And you can see downward diagonal, 1, 2, 3 points. So break over Friday's high, 47.47 is my possible buy point on this. Just above that main part of the volume shelf, so very little resistance if we get over that point. 33% move to all-time highs, and this is one that you guys can vote on as well, PLBY. A lot of banks showed up on my scan. They're not very quick moving, but I wanted to put basically the best setup of the banks that I could find. This is PPBI. Banks have been in a strong uptrend all through the second half of 2020 and the first half of 2021. Since March, this has just been kind of consolidating, kind of a mini cup and handle through here. I'll just be looking for a break over June 1st high, 46.83 as a possible buy point. You can see ATR really coming in, prices consolidating, volumes not doing anything wrong, heavy volume on the up day last week and the 2 pullback days on lighter volume. Not going to be the fastest moving name, but quality setup that you could get low risk on, PPBI. Next we have PRTY. think this also qualifies for a high type flag. Let's see, 97% up, pullback, 21%, another high type flag. Like to see that. 200-day, 50-day, 28, all in the right order. ATRs really coming in, so that daily bar is consolidating. Last week we had a little pullback to the 20-day moving average as the 20 and the 8-day kind of come to meet up. I would love to see a quick flush under these 2-day lows just to shake out any of the short-term traders. So if we kind of pull down here before checking up, that would be ideal. But I'm looking for a break over 950, the high from June 6th, as a possible buy point for PRTY. Last 5 for you. So if you're enjoying the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on all those platforms. Let's go SE, another one that I have. This one, kind of a double bottom after pulling back here. Good volume on the way out after the pullback. Really got out. Where did I get it at? So right through here, we had good volume. I was waiting for a pullback, very low volume. Look at how little or how few people got out at this pullback. And then we had a shakeout, and then I think this was a pocket pivot too, where lots of volume coming in, broke over the pivot point. That was my buy point. Since then, traded sideways, down day on Thursday, up day on Friday. Not doing anything wrong, hasn't hit my stop yet. So I'm just looking for a break over June 1st high of 262.89 as a possible buy point for SE. Last one that you guys can vote on, SI. This is one that I was a little bit cautious to put on the breakout watch list. It was a huge winner in 2020, but like many growth stocks had a pullback. This was 53%. And then what I like to see here is we had that pullback. It looked like it was kind of a, I don't know, W shape here into a breakout, but then it sold off even more and undercut the low, really kind of ruining anyone's trust in the stock just before a ton of volume came off the bottom. Really nice pop here. What was that? A 50% move off the bottom. Got rejected at the 50-day moving average, and then very little volume coming back in the sell-off back to the 8-day exponential moving average. So with this, we have a couple daily highs here and the 50-day moving average, where if we get over that point, you could see a quick move to this volume shelf. That would be an 18% move. You could move your stop to your entry, take the risk out of the trade. Nice to see. So break over 118.67, the high from June 1st would be my possible buy point. That would get over the 50-day moving average and over that mini volume shelf, or not volume shelf, mini pivot point. That's SI. This one, SKLZ, I was very hesitant to put on the watch list. I probably won't trade this, but I know it does work for some people's systems, so wanted to point this out. Another winner in 2020 and basically into February of 2021, and then really got sold off down. I think this was 73% sell off. So for me, I want to look at stocks that only sell off within 50% from the high, because there's going to be typically a lot of like hidden sellers that get trapped at these upper prices, and then when it does pop, they could take their trade off for even or for smaller losses. But this candle right here on June 2nd, really interesting to me. Tons of volume coming in, and then the next 2 days where it traded sideways or down, very little volume comparatively. And we're still over the main part of this volume shelf that we built since April, basically. So coming in here, I did want to switch this to the 10-day chart. Hopefully it doesn't break. Yeah, so using 15-minute candles, you can really zoom in. This is flagging out nicely. So you got a couple 15-minute highs here, 2065. That would be my possible buy point. The downside with that buy point here is you run into the volume shelf right there. But the more you zoom out, the smaller that volume shelf actually gets, because we're looking at a smaller time frame. Let me get rid of those. So again, back to the 6-month, where these are daily candles, very little volume after a nice pop. We're over the volume shelf still. So that 2065 area, that would be where I would look to add or start a position for SKLZ. Got 2 more for you. SKYT. This is IPO this year, popped 55%, had a pullback of 19%. You can see a double bottom right through here. Not drawn perfectly. Let me line that up. But on the 26th of May and June 3rd, good volume on Friday as we made higher highs, higher lows, opened at the 8-day. And now we're just looking for a break over June 1st high, 27.99, call it 28, nice round number as a possible buy point right through there. That's SKYT. And last we have TDUP. Zoom out. Another IPO. This pulled back 55%, had a pop from there, 95, and then 20%. So 95% up, 20% back, does qualify for a high tight flag, even though we had that sell-off, but very little volume on that sell-off from the IPO. Since then, you can see the accumulation volume on each of the pops here. Boom, 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 3 pops. Now we're putting in that cup and handle on an IPO, high tight flag, lots of things lining up on this one. And you do have a downward diagonal, all hitting 1, 2, 3, 4 daily highs. Very little volume on Thursday and Friday as it sold off. And I do like how it undercut some of these daily lows. So I might take this just with a break over 24, the high from Friday. But you could be a little bit more cautious, wait for a break over 25.50, the high from June 2nd. I'm going to be acting a little bit quicker since it is an IPO. All right, that is going to be the breakout watch list for the week. Remember to vote on your favorite setup, Stock Trick Nick on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram now and Facebook. I put together a Facebook group, Stock Tricks with Nick, but also on StockTwits and TikTok there. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday for the Midweek Movers live stream where we'll update this list and take any stocks that you guys want to see in that live stream. All right, I will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great week, and remember to comment any stocks that I didn't cover today that you think have breakout potential. Take care.